Nick, I should look at the camera, right?
No, you're
okay.
Look, Daddy's going to get interviewed by a man and a woman from the Yacht Club. You ready to go in the library, buddy?
Come on in. Oh, Commodore.
Down, buddy. Just do it.
Is this the famous theater?
This is the famous Theodore. He says, what am I famous for other than pooping? All right.
Thank you, Commodore, for agreeing to be the Communication Committee's first guest member to answer Columbia's Member Spotlight questionnaire. We are about to launch into a series of curated questions in order to try and share a few things about Stu Friedman that most members don't know about. When we finish, we'll let you reflect on and revisit any of your answers. If you're ready, Commodore, we will begin.
I'm ready. Theodore, are you ready?
Theodore, you ready?
You ready?
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, he's ready.
He's ready. We're all ready. Tell us about your first visit to the club.
I had a coworker who was a sailor when I first bought a boat, and he was a member here. His name was Tom LaLoggia. He's no longer a member. I've lost touch with him. And he brought me up here once, and it sort of like we know what he was doing. He was buying me a drink and buying me another drink and passing a membership application my way. But I didn't do anything about it. And the next spring, I was doing the river trip from the old Crowleys on the river, and I was rafting on and off a boat called Finesse, helmed by Bill Bartz, soon to be Commodore Bill Bartz. And, Bill's not like an in-your-face marketer guy. He gave me a real quiet, soft sell. And I feel like after the river trip, I ended up at the bar Columbia, and by the next day I was a member. So it was fun.
How long have you been a member?
Next year will be 20 years.
Wow.
Am I an old timer? Am I old enough to be an old timer?
Well, we'll check it out.
Yeah.
We'll ask the board.
Yeah. I'll give them the answer.
There you go. Okay. What is your boat's name? And can you tell us about the origin story of how you chose this name?
Sure. I have always been of the belief, as was my father, who was the guy that got me into sailing, that when you buy a boat, you keep the name. But I modified that as I became a boat owner and said, I don't want a name that is overly kitschy or a silly play on words. And I don't want something that's overly personal. So my first boat was Liberty. It was named Liberty. It's the 20th most popular sailboat name, easy. And my second boat was Off Duty when I bought her, and she was owned by a fireman in Cape Cod. I was like, oh, it's a little kitschy. Oh, where's Stu? Oh, he's off duty. Ha ha ha. I was like, guys, we got the boat in August, and we sailed for 2 months, and I was like, guys, once the boat goes away for the winter, we're gonna meet at the yacht club, and we're gonna sit down and come up with a new name, because I don't like that name. And 2 or 3 months came around. We sat at the bar at the yacht club, and my friends were like, they had already chatted about this, and they're like, we're not changing the name. We've sailed on the boat. We've been calling her Off Duty. You can't, once your child is named or your dog is named, you don't change their name. Oh, sorry, Theodore. So we settled on a new logo, and we were at the bar here, as I've now mentioned a couple times, because we were there for a long time. And my friend, who is a designer who was sort of in charge of the project, just watched the bartender make me my 8th dark and stormy of the night. And she sketched up the banner from the Goslings label and put Off Duty on instead of Goslings, and put Chicago instead of Bermuda. and that's the story of our boat name.
What are you currently reading?
Let's see, the 83rd version of our bylaws. Emails with Nick about the Commodore's reception. Emails about how to get a young child to not throw his food at you when you give him food. With my life as Commodore and as a stay-at-home dad, I wish I had a little bit more time to read, but...
Well, what is your favorite nautical book or movie?
First of all, I think it is a travesty that there are so many great nautical books. So many. And there are so few nautical movies, like really good nautical movies, particularly about sailing, like Master and Commanders, like the one movie that like everybody seems to say is good. There's some people that like Wind, there's some people that like Dead Calm. And of course I've been the host several times of Mystery Sailing Theater at the club to make fun of, what's the name of that dumb Robert Redford movie? Name escapes me. Anyway, Nick, you'll have to edit that out. Maybe you won't. But books-wise, there are so many great books about sailing. A couple of my favorite, and which are somewhere on the bookcases here in the library. There's a book called Blue Latitudes by Tony Horowitz, I think the guy's name was. It's a story of a guy who follows Captain Cook's routes to the South Pacific. It's really interesting. Historically, there's some good sailing stuff in there, but the most fun part is his like brother-in-law comes with him, and all his brother wants to do is get drunk and find the native girls that like were talked about in the books about Captain Cook's journeys. So, I mean, everybody has somebody like that on their boat, right? Right. There's 2 Years Before the Mast by Joshua Slocum. Perry, you said All Is Lost. Sorry, I can read. You want me to read? No, I'll just keep it. 2 Years Before the Mast by Joshua Slocum is a really old book. Before the mast is people that are domiciled forward of the mast, which is the lowest people on the ship. And it's sort of the story of a man's life going from a life on land to a life on sea. And I think there's a quote to something effect is, "There is no more pitiable an object in the world than a landsman resuming a life at sea." Which now, of course, our lives at sea here are much nicer, even sometimes than our lives on land, but it's good for the fiction, so.
What was the most recent movie or series you watched?
We are officially 100% all in on the Ted Lasso bandwagon, almost to the point where we are trying to do some artwork for our house. We found an artist that is making prints out of painted little toy soldiers, and we are thinking of commissioning a portrait of Ted Lasso made with these little toy soldiers. Maybe by the time this video comes out, we will have decided that's a terrible idea. But for now, we're gonna run with it for a little bit.
Tell us a fun fact about yourself that people may not know.
I have at least 50 or 60 siblings.
What do you appreciate the most about the club?
When we came in second in the competition for best sailors bar in the world, I think it was last year, I was asked to by the publication to write something about the club, and I just to put it in there said it's a yacht club for people who don't love yacht clubs. And that means a lot of things. It means we're a serious yacht club. We do serious things. We have a terrific reputation. But sometimes it just feels like a relaxed place to chill, and that's not always the stereotype of a typical yacht club.
Your favorite beverage?
I'm a seasonal drinker. That's a hard question for me, and that's, as with everything with food and drinks for me, it's never a simple answer. But in the summer, it's the Negroni. It's an occasional gin martini, not a vodka martini. It's a glass of rosé. In the winter, it shifts to brown liquor, whether it's rum or bourbon or scotch, and an occasional heavy red Spanish wine.
Your favorite
Nick,
dinner?
can you see him in all this?
Oh.
Yeah, is it good? Okay.
He's a
all right.
kid. It's all right.
No, here are my glasses. Here, let's put these up there. All right.
Okay. Your favorite dinner?
Oh yeah, I got another complicated answer. Things in my wife and I and Theodore's house skew pretty Asian. So whether it's spicy kung pao chicken or whether it's pork with Thai basil, ginger, garlic, and chili peppers, or whether it's spicy Italian sausage, it tends to skew Asian. It tends to skew spicy.
What is your favorite junk food splurge?
Well, I can speak for myself and my child here, and my wife, but the Commodore, the Momador, and Theodore, a box of Cheez-Its does not last long with the three of us in our house.
Okay. Your favorite club event?
Oh, hands down, bingo brunch. And I should clarify this. I have never, ever, I've been to 10 or 15 bingo brunches, and I have never won. My wife wins 2 or 3 times every Sunday we do it, and I have never won. Theodore is probably going to win before I win. What are you going to win, Theodore? What's your prize? Maybe some more milk?
Your hobbies?
Again, right now my hobbies are changing diapers and making lunch and stuff like that. I love cooking. I like making things, whether it's wood or glass or just about anything else. I was cutting glass earlier today, so that's why I thought of that. I really like sailing. Yeah, sailing's fun. Yeah, I know somebody made fun of me once and said, you want to be you're not a Renaissance man, but you sure seem to be trying to be a Renaissance man.
What is your secret passion?
I do the New York Times crossword puzzle every day. Well, that's a little bit of a lie. With Theodore now, I tend to do it the night before, after he goes to sleep, but I do it every day religiously.
What is your favorite time of day?
This is for people who know me, who know how my life has changed about 17 months ago. There was the old answer to the question, but the new answer is, I'll tell a funny analogy. So the 2 best times of a boat owner's life are what days? The day they buy a boat and the day they sell the boat. My 2 favorite times in the day are in the morning when I walk into his room and see him in his crib and he's cracking up and he's hiding from me and he's giggling. And to stay sentimental like that, my second favorite time of day is when he goes to sleep and I can sit in my living room in peace and quiet.
Is there anything you would like to add?
Sure. I'm coming up on the end of my 2 years as Commodore. It's been fun, it's been challenging, it's been exciting, it's been stressful, it's been a lot of things. I look forward to doing other things for the club when I'm done being Commodore. I hope to be on the water, teaching sailing a lot more. As I reach the end of my 2 years as Commodore of the club, it's been really fun, it's been challenging, it's been stressful, it's been enlightening, it's been a lot of things. But I've learned from it, and at the end of the day, it's mostly been really fun. I've met a lot of wonderful people I've had a chance to work with, including our staff, including our board members, including a lot of our committee heads. And with the year turning over and nominating committee meeting, we have opportunities for more people to get involved and people to get involved in different ways. And, not everybody wants to be Commodore, not everybody needs to be Commodore. But there's so many ways to get involved in this club, and I just want to encourage people to get out there and see how they can help out.
Thank you, Commodore.
You're welcome.
All right.
Yeah. Theodore, can we say bye-bye, blow a kiss? Bye-bye, kiss.